I was leafleted the other day by some evangelicals inviting me to contact the Revival Movement Association. What do they have to say for themselves? Okay. Let's see. Apparently, what I'm about to read you, was written by John Charles Ryle, who was an evangelical preacher of the 19th century, the first Anglican Bishop of Liverpool. Alrighty, quote, "The peace with God is a calm, intelligent sense of friendship with the Lord of heaven and earth. He that has it feels as if there is no barrier and separation between himself and his holy Maker. He can think of himself as under the eye of an all-seeing being, and yet not feel afraid. He can believe that this all-seeing being looks on him, and yet is not displeased." End quote. Okay. Jim Morrison once said, "A friend is someone who gives you total freedom to be yourself." Well, maybe. I guess for many, they'd say a true friend is a confidant, someone who doesn't judge them harshly, an equal, a comrade. This is not the Christian God, is it? I would say if there really is an all-knowing, all-powerful creator of the universe, friendship, as I see it, would be quite impossible for such a being. And I don't know about you, but the idea of being watched 24/7 by an all-seeing power doesn't fill me with warm, fuzzy feelings or a sense of serenity. No, no. Moving on, some more J.C. Ryle. Quote, "Such a man can see death waiting for him and yet not be greatly concerned. He can go down into the cold river, close his eyes on all he has on earth, launch forth into a world unknown, and take up his abode in the silent grave, and yet feel peace." And he goes on about a vision of heaven and feeling peace. Then he says, quote, "It is the lack of this very peace which makes many in this world unhappy. Thousands have everything that is supposed to give pleasure, and yet are never satisfied. Their hearts are always aching. There is a constant sense of emptiness within. And what is the secret of all this? They have no peace with God." End quote. Taking up your abode in the silent grave, kinda morbid. Death and peace are often put together like two bedfellows. They go hand in hand. We do engrave rest in peace on tombstones after all. Allow me to challenge this by saying peace is tranquility, serenity, calmness, or simply the absence of war or conflict. Peace is a condition to be enjoyed by the living. You have to be alive to enjoy. When you're dead, you're not really at peace, you're just dead. But that's a secular worldview, of course. Yeah. Some Christians, not just evangelicals, are often accused of having a hatred or contempt for this world, the earthly realm, this ugly, sinful world, which is just a test for the true believer. One might think that believing in everlasting peace, happiness, heavenly bliss, might make a person fearless, might make a person unconcerned with his lot in life and the material conditions which surround him. I've read the New Testament. If there is an all-powerful God, and Christ is his only begotten Son, he is surely unimpressed by the behaviour of those who proclaim to be his servants and followers. Matthew chapter 19, verse 24. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. Not to point fingers at specific individuals here, but you've perhaps seen the obscene spectacle that is the evangelical megachurch in the good old US of A. Some of the bank accounts of these preachers would dwarf Donald Trump's ego, I suspect. And the incredible wealth of the Catholic Church has been well documented. Back to J.C. Ryle, though. People are never satisfied, he observed, in spite of what they have. Well, satisfaction is like any other emotion. It's temporary. Those moments, or longer sense of satisfaction, thoroughly enjoyable, right? But then you move on, perhaps to a new challenge or a new pursuit. Maybe what Mr. Ryle identified as an aching heart or a sense of emptiness was actually something else. A hunger for change or adventure. Maybe a bit of loneliness. Maybe he was observing philosophers morose or existential dread in his interactions. I'm just speculating, of course. Point is, humans are complex, as is the world we inhabit. Peace is a desirable state of being that we have to work towards individually and collectively. For me, God is not the answer. For you, it might be. Alright, please rate, comment and subscribe. And I will see you next week, folks. Till then, take it easy, take care of yourselves.